Have you ever been in the middle of a heated discussion with your partner and you just feel invisible? You're pouring your heart out, explaining your perspective, but you can see it in their eyes. They're not really hearing you. They're just waiting for their turn to talk, preparing their defense, or worse, completely shutting down. It's one of the most lonely and frustrating feelings in the world, especially with someone you love. That feeling of being unheard can make you feel small, invalidated, and even question your own sanity. But sister, I want you to know this. Your voice matters. Your feelings are valid. And the problem isn't necessarily that your partner is a terrible listener, though it can feel that way, but that the dynamic of the conversation has broken down. The good news, you have the power to change that dynamic. Being heard isn't about shouting louder, it's about communicating smarter. In this guide, we're going to walk through 5 powerful, simple techniques you can use the next time you feel that familiar wall going up. These aren't about manipulation or winning the fight. They're about reclaiming your voice and creating a space for mutual respect. We'll cover everything from how to gracefully pause a losing battle to a simple trick to ensure your point finally, truly lands. Ready to feel empowered in your communication? Let's get into it. First, let's talk about hitting the pause button. When a conversation is spiraling, our brains go into fight or flight mode. We stop listening and just start reacting. Trying to be heard in that chaos is like trying to read a poem in the middle of a hurricane. It's just not going to land. Think of this technique as the emergency brake on a runaway train. It's a conscious, powerful choice to stop the momentum before it causes a crash. So, how do you do it? The key is to be graceful and non-accusatory. Don't slam your hand on the table and say, "I can't talk to you." Instead, take a breath and use a phrase that centers your own need. Try something like, "I'm starting to feel too overwhelmed to think clearly. Can we please take 20 minutes and come back to this?" Or, "I want to hear you, and right now I'm too upset to do that well. I need a quick walk to calm down." This isn't running away. It's taking strategic control. By pressing pause, you accomplish 2 incredible things. First, you honor your own emotional state, signaling to yourself and your partner that your well-being is a priority. Second, you transform the argument from a reactive battle into a solvable problem. You're showing him that you are committed to a productive conversation, not just a loud one. This builds immense respect. Next up is one of the most classic yet misunderstood tools in the communication toolbox, the "I feel" statement. When we feel attacked or unheard, our default is often to lead with an accusation. "You always interrupt me," or "You never listen." The problem? The word "you" is like a red flag to a bull. It immediately puts the other person on the defensive. The "I feel" statement flips the script entirely. Here's the simple formula. I feel your emotion when a specific situation or action happens. Let's transform those accusatory statements. Instead of "You always interrupt me," try I feel frustrated and cut off when I'm interrupted before I can finish my thought. Instead of "You never listen," you could say, I feel hurt and unimportant when I share something vulnerable and it feels like it's dismissed. Do you feel the difference? One attacks character, the other expresses your experience. This shift is powerful because it's disarming. It's much harder for someone to argue with your feelings than it is for them to argue with an accusation. You are inviting them into your world to understand your perspective rather than placing blame at their feet. This creates an opening for empathy and genuine connection, which is the very foundation of being heard. Our third technique is the one-sentence rule. In the heat of an argument, we often try to prove our point by bringing up every related and unrelated example from the last 6 months. We think more words and more evidence will finally make them understand. But in reality, information overload causes the main point to get lost in the noise. This rule is about being a sniper with your words, not a shotgun. Your mission, before you even speak, is to distill your entire argument down to one crystal clear sentence. What is the absolute core of what you need them to understand? For example, Instead of listing every time he was late, your one-sentence core might be, "My core need is to feel like a priority by you being on time for our plans." Or, "The most important thing for me is that we make financial decisions together." Once you have that sentence, lead with it. You can even preface it by saying, "The main thing I want you to hear is this." This forces clarity for both of you. It gives him a single digestible idea to focus on, and it prevents you from spiraling into a litany of complaints that dilute your primary message. It's incredibly empowering to realize that your truth doesn't need a 3-page essay to be valid. Sometimes, its purest form is just one powerful sentence. Now, let's talk about the echo technique. We often assume that just because we said something and our partner nodded, that they understood what we meant. But miscommunication is the root of so many conflicts. This technique is a simple, non-confrontational way to ensure your message is being received loud and clear. Think of it as a calibration check for your conversation. After you've made your point using your clear "I feel" statement and your one-sentence rule, gently ask for confirmation. You can say, "I just want to make sure I'm explaining myself clearly. Can you tell me what you heard me say?" Or, "I'd love to know what your takeaway is from what I just shared." The goal here is not to test him, but to check for static on the line. This does 2 things. First, it gives you immediate feedback. If he completely misinterprets your point, you now know you need to rephrase it, and you can do so without frustration because you've identified the misunderstanding. Second, and more importantly, it forces him to actively listen and process what you're saying, rather than just passively hearing the words. It turns a monologue into a dialogue and ensures you're building a bridge of understanding, not just talking to a brick wall. Finally, we have the follow-up promise. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, a conversation just can't happen in the moment. He might be stressed, you might be tired, or you've hit a wall, and the pause button is the best option. The danger here is that the issue gets swept under the rug and never addressed, leaving you feeling unresolved and resentful. This technique prevents that. Before you end the paused conversation, you make a promise to each other. It sounds like this. "I appreciate us taking this break. Can we please commit to coming back to this tomorrow after dinner?" Or, "I need some space to process, but this is really important to me. Can we schedule a time to talk about this on Saturday morning?" Be specific. Put it on the calendar if you have to. This is a game changer. It shows that you are serious about resolving the issue and that you aren't just going to let it fester. It also reassures your partner that the conversation isn't being abandoned out of anger or a lack of care. The follow-up promise transforms a painful argument into a shared project. It tells both of you, "We are a team, and we are committed to solving this together, even if we need a moment to regroup." As you can see, learning to communicate effectively when you feel unheard isn't about learning fancy tricks to win an argument. It's about reclaiming your voice and your power. It's about insisting that your partnership be a place where you feel seen, heard, and respected. These 5 techniques, pausing, using "I feel" statements, distilling your point, asking for an echo, and promising a follow-up, are tools to build that reality. Remember, you deserve a relationship where your thoughts and feelings are valued. You are worthy of being listened to. These tools are not just for managing conflict, they are for building a foundation of profound mutual respect that will last a lifetime. You have the power to change the conversation, to set the standard for how you wish to be treated, and to create the deeply connected relationship you desire. Start today. Your voice is your power. Use it wisely and never doubt its worth.